Hello coffee friends! Today we are talking about how to pour latte art. So whether you are brand new to this or you've been trying for a while and just haven't been able to get any beautiful art, we're going to be talking about the foundations and what you need to get started to eventually be able to pour something really beautiful, kind of like this. So let's get pouring. Hello, my name is Stephen Holm and I am with HomeGrounds, a place for you to go to learn more about brewing and enjoying better quality coffee right at home. If you're new around here, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment down below if there's anything in particular coffee related you would like to see us make videos about. Now this video is going to be a follow-up to the milk steaming tutorial in our last video, and I will link that right up here. So if you haven't watched it already, be sure to go watch that. I will sit here and I will wait very patiently. Okay, now that we are all experts at how to steam milk at home, let's graduate and move on to pouring latte art, which I'm going to be very upfront about takes a long time to master. And one of the hard things about only making coffee at home and say not being a barista in a coffee shop is you're really only making 1-2 drinks a day. And it's hard to really keep learning and develop your skills if you're not making as many drinks. When I was a barista, I was making, hundreds of drinks every day, and that's a pretty good amount of practice in order to get good. So that being said, I just want you to be patient, understand that it will take a bit unless you're just a complete natural and get it on the first try, and if you do, well done. Now when you first start pouring latte art, you will most likely be tempted to go right to pouring really complex designs like rosettas and tulips and swans. However, I would highly advise against that because in order to master all of those, there is one simple design that once you get that down, all you need to do is just add in simple techniques afterwards and you'll be able to master every other design. Now this one design is called the monk's head, for reasons that I cannot find out and I don't understand, but we will just go with it. It is basically a dot in the center of your mug with a little curve on the top from where you stop pouring. And this design really helps you master 3 of the most important things in latte art, and that is positioning, symmetry, and contrast. So let's just hop right into the technique of how to pour, and we will kind of go through how you can fix certain issues and really perfect all 3 of these things. Now, actually, before we hop into the technique, I want to talk about a couple things. First, alternative milks. Latte art is going to be easiest the higher fat percentage you have. So whole milk is going to be your absolute best option for getting beautiful latte art. Unfortunately for a lot of people, non-dairy milk alternatives like almond milk, soy milk, oat milk is probably the best for latte art. You should probably do that. But all of those are going to be pretty difficult to pour really good latte art with. It's not impossible. You definitely can. It will most likely just take you a little while, primarily because of getting that proper texture, which we talked about in our last milk steaming video. Second thing I want to point out is the actual pitcher itself, which, let me go grab mine. So this is the pitcher that comes with the Breville Barista Express. There's really only one thing to look out for in milk pitchers, and that's this little spout right here. If you have one of those steaming pitchers that's more like a bowl with a rounded off edge on it, I'll throw a picture up here. If you have one of those, it will be difficult to get latte art, if not impossible. It's probably possible, but it'll be very difficult. And you'll kind of see why as we go through the technique. All right, so let's hop into the technique of how to actually pour good latte art. First, you're gonna need great microphone quality steamed milk and espresso, neither of which I have here, but I will overlay footage in slow motion kind of going through all these steps. And I'll kind of break this down into 2 phases, sort of. The first phase, you're going to end up with no art. You're just getting sort of a base layer of milk in your cup before you begin your design. Now, the hardest thing that you'll find in this phase is finding the right speed at which to be pouring your milk. If you're going too slow, then you'll find that as you start pouring art, that you'll have a little bit too much foam that's built up. If you go too fast, then obviously you're gonna pour all your milk too fast. So it will probably take you some time to find that right speed that's sort of a great in-between. So as we begin pouring this, you're going to take your espresso, your milk, and you're going to start pouring and then lift up your pitcher. That's gonna make sure that you aren't creating any designs, because as we'll learn in a minute, the closer your spout is to the espresso, the easier it will be to create designs. Now, one thing that does happen all the time is with your first pour, before you lift up, you might end up with some white spots or designs on the top of your espresso. That's fine. A little trick is once you're up here and pouring, if you just trace back over those white spots, that will sort of erase those spots and leave you with a blank canvas. So that's sort of phase one. We're just getting some of the milk out in order to start pouring our design. Now it's phase two, where we start pouring our art, and this is where things get pretty difficult. Mostly just because you're trying to juggle a lot of things at once. Like, where is your pitcher? How fast are you pouring? You're trying to move both of your arms at once, and there's a lot going on, and so it's going to take practice. But that's why we focus on the monk's head first, because it's a simple movement and you don't have much to worry about as far as wiggling or any of that stuff. So let's just focus on the monk's head. One thing that you want to be looking at is where your spout is positioned in the espresso. If it is too far forward, so too far inwards, you're going to have the base of your latte art blow out, as they call it. Basically, that latte art is going to hit the back of the mug and sort of spill off the sides. It is a very common mistake, and all you have to do is just move back where you start pouring your art. We're going to get our spout as close to the liquid as possible. Next is getting this sort of movement down, because you're going to be pouring like that and gradually leveling out your mug that you're pouring into. And so the nice thing about a monk's head is you don't really have to focus on here. You can sort of keep your eye on your cup and make sure that you're not spilling anything. Now for symmetry, a monk's head is a great introduction, because all you need to do is just hold this pitcher straight right in the middle of your mug. And it's kind of a beautiful thing that happens when you just hold it steady. These beautiful lines come out and form this nice shape right in the center of your cup, and this will really help you get symmetrical designs in the future. Because if you're going in at an angle, or if you're not holding the pitcher perfectly straight, you won't get a perfectly symmetrical design. So now we've started pouring. We are creating beautiful art in here. We've turned our cup and it's starting to get full. In order to stop, we're just gonna lift this up gently and sort of start to tilt it back. That's it. The nice thing about a monk's head is you don't really have to worry about pushing through, like forming a heart. We'll talk about that later. All you need to do is just lift up and stop your pour. And that kind of creates that little divot, or whatever you want to call it, in the monk's head. So that's the technique for pouring latte art. Really, it's kind of just this dance with your hands and getting comfortable with how fast you should be pouring and the position and everything. I won't really go into detail about the more complex designs, because once you sort of master this monk's head, then everything else kind of just comes naturally with some slight new techniques. Like a heart, you're gonna push through at the end. A rosetta, you're gonna introduce a wiggle, which is a very, very slight thing with your wrist, not this big arm movement. And then tulips are just stacked monk's heads. And that's it. Now, hopefully me talking about this has been somewhat helpful for you to understand the basics of latte art, but I personally think that the best way to get better is just by watching the techniques. So I'm gonna end this video by just showing you a montage of slow motion latte art. And by having it in slow motion, you can sort of get the small details of these techniques, and hopefully it'll be helpful for you. I do wanna say that in order to get these shots, I had a camera sort of mounted on my pitcher, which threw off my balance, and so that's my excuse for my art not being that great, but maybe I'm just not that great at latte art. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Enjoy these clips, and until next time, happy brewing.